Do I have to sell my home? I'm currently at 3K savings and continuing to sip into it. Making roughly 5K a month. My mortgage is $2,880 and our cost of living is about 6K. I bought this home and had major unexpected costs. I have a really good interest rate and I'm not behind on my mortgage payments yet. Should we sell this home and pull the 400K equity? Get a hellet but have to pay back? I'm trying to get a second job to cover the difference of living but nothing yet. My wife is adamant about selling and starting over. I have a 5-year-old and I don't want her to have a change. I'm scared and not sure if this is best way to go about our situation. Please give me some sound advice. Should I really sell and give up? Edit. I have little debt. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Is your wife working or can she get a part-time job? Honestly, less than 3K monthly payment on an almost 1M home is a great deal emo. That is almost what we pay for rent in DC area. Are you in a whole area? Can you rent anything cheaper and rent out this place for more than the mortgage? If you can't afford it, you can't afford it, but 980K where I live would range anywhere from 7K per month to 5,500 per month, obviously depending on your down payment. Obviously do what is best for your family and good luck. Your child is 5. Will your wife start to work more when kiddo is in school? Don't make a rash decision when things could change in a few months. That said, that's a lot of house on that income. Might want to rent it out if you can swing it and try to live somewhere less expensive. The upside of renting it is that you can move back someday if your income can better support it. Sell the home. You only take home 5K and have an almost 1 home. Get out of that and buy something smaller. Half the price. Either sell the house or rent out rooms. That family therapy would have to take a backseat for a bit. What is the interest rate? You might have one that won't be seen again for 10-20 years or never. Also, just wondering if you could rent out your home for the amount of the mortgage and taxes, etc., and then move into a smaller place for a couple of years. That would decrease your outgoing dollars. If possible, I'd move somewhere and rent out the house. Selling real estate is the last option in my opinion. You can't afford the house right now, but maybe this would be a way to keep the investment and also not drown. Wait, you say your cost living is 6K and you make 5K. Each month you are down 1K? I wouldn't give up your house. You might never be in a financial situation to get another one. Does your wife bring in an income? Also, what are the unexpected costs? If it's for the house, a lot of repairs can wait. Your mortgage, which I assume includes property tax and insurance, is almost twice what's recommended at your income level. The guideline is 30 of gross on housing, which includes rent, mortgage, tax, insurance, and utilities. 30 of $60,000 gross is $18,000, or $1,500 per month. I think that speaks for itself. You're officially house poor. Why doesn't your wife just work? Would solve your problems with ease. Potential to pocket close to $500,000 if you can sell the home but not sure what to do. Bro, what? Sell, take profit and buy a more modest home and watch how far the 5K a month goes without a mortgage payment to account for. Well, you either need to come up with an extra 1K in income or you need to likely sell. Taking out a loan is going to increase your monthly spend. You'll essentially be using the loan to pay itself off, but with interest. But if you think your expenses can go down or your income can come up fast enough, it could bridge the it's a risk. Is the 400K really equity or is that the home price? If you have 400K truly in equity, it could be a great move to downsize and use that cash both to keep some in savings and have a huge down payment to have a really small mortgage. Without knowing details such as budget expenses, home purchase cost, outstanding mortgage balance, real home value, etc., we couldn't advise you. Based on what little we do know, I wouldn't rush to sell out of panic. If you're gonna stay in the house, you need a sustainable long-term solution though. Think through your options and spell them out on paper for you and your wife to revisit a couple of times. Stop the therapy and rent out a room. Your wife should probably work too if she isn't already. Making the change while you're in a good position is better than making it in a bad one. Making roughly $5,000 a month. Our cost of living is about $6,000. I see the issue right there. No shame in downsizing until you find better footing. Your daughter will not remember until you tell her. Even then she will understand you did what was right for the family, and that is a good father-husband. Or you can buy a home for $350,000 in cash and not have to ever worry about a mortgage payment again. Sell the house. By the time you figure out you can't afford it, you will have most likely ruined your credit, lost the property and possibly even your marriage. Either cut back on expenses and save more, generate more income, or sell the property. But by no means let it get closer than where you are currently. You're one major repair or unexpected medical expense away from the inevitable. $400,000 in equity is not a bad place to start again from. Good luck. I would be very reluctant to give up that interest rate. You will likely never be able to buy a similar home at your income. Where will you live if you sell? That is the issue. Sure, you sell and then what? This is why having an apartment basement with its own separate private entrance is so important for my homeowner friends. They are all renting their basements out to afford the increased cost of living, mortgage and inflation. Are your expenses $8,880 month total or $6,000 month? How much does it cost to rent where you live? What is your property tax? And if you make a $400,000 profit, which you won't because you have to pay a 3 seller's fee, can you move your property tax rate with you? Do you live somewhere that would support you renting out your home, making a monthly income, and moving to a less expensive rental? How is your cost of living $6,000 after your mortgage? Is it just you that's making $5,000 a month? Does your wife not work? I think most people now need double income in a family to make home ownership realistic. If she doesn't work and your child is already 5, this seems like the most obvious solution to stay in your home. You should ignore the int. Yeah, we get it's a good interest rate, but you can't afford it. Sell the house and buy one you can afford with the equity in your current home. At the end of the day, you can't cheat the math. If you're bringing in $5,000, you can't spend more than $5,000. Stop generating more debt to try to find a get out of debt quick scheme. With the interest rates today, I would not recommend selling unless you absolutely have to. Your locked-in mortgage rate from before will be much better than the 7 now. Look at this as a math problem. Either spend less money elsewhere or earn more money with other sources of income. Second job. It sounds like something traumatic may have happened in the home for your wife to sell and start over again, so you need to keep that into account. Wish you the best. Don't sell. You have a killer rate and people need to understand if he sells and buys at the going rate, he'd be paying the same for probably half the value of his house. You need to get a part-time job ASAP or ask for a raise, something to increase your income. Then work to cut out the biggest expense you have. Groceries, eating out, entertainment, etc. You're bringing home $5,000 a month and you have a $2,880 mortgage? Not smart, my friend. You don't make enough for that payment. Listen to your wife. Sell it and rent or buy a smaller place you can afford. $2,900 mortgage for someone bringing home $60,000 is insane to me. Our gross household income is about $260,000 and our mortgage is $1,200, which allows us to save and invest. We keep about $60,000 cash on hand for emergencies and invest the rest. I can't believe people are suggesting to hang in on to it and take on more debt as the solution here, considering you have almost no emergency fund. Pick up a second job. Literally anyone can get a warehouse job. There is no nothing yet if you're determined to take anything that pays you. Either that or you can't afford a house payment that's 60 of your net. That's nuts.